process as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamil. I think it's very important to consider 5 long years have passed since the war in Syria began. Today, no corner of the country has been left unscathed. Now, for the first time, there is a hope of an end in sight. The relentless efforts of Special Envoy Staffan de Mistura and the International Syria Support Group have resulted in the most comprehensive cessation of hostilities to date as part of the Munich Agreement. The Commission is heartened by this development. Yet, despite recent improvements that we acknowledge and welcome, we must not forget that serious violations continue to take place, and this the role of our mandate to remind us. Thousands are detained and tortured, many dying in place of detention. Perhaps you have seen our recent report on deaths in detention. Countless numbers of people are still missing. They are disappeared, and nobody knows where those people are. ISIS, the terrorist organization, continues to use suicide bombs on civilian areas outside its control and enslaves thousands of women and girls. I think that we have calculated there are 4,000 women in a situation of slavery in Syria, detained by ISIS. Reports of indiscriminate attacks on civilian inhabited areas by the other terrorist organization, Jabhat al-Nusra, and its tactical allies continue to emerge. As we stressed this morning, any advances will only be successful if they go hand in hand with efforts on other fronts. As a first step, diplomatic efforts must take place in parallel with provision of humanitarian assistance to those in desperate need. We call on all parties to abide by international law and allow for the sustained and unhindered provision of humanitarian supplies, including food and medication, to besieged and hard-to-reach areas.
Opposition.
I think I have said this in the past. We are not dealing with a championship of who commits more war crimes or human rights violations.